Alright guys, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a good day. And understanding that we are already just a week after Mania, it already felt like it was nothing. I just want to breach over a couple things. I got to see opening day for the Yankees regular season game against the Red Sox. We are now 2 games up in a 5-game series. I think we end around Monday or Tuesday. Then we're off again on the road or something. And yeah, I just want to give this notion, like, remember, understanding, like, I've been behind a bit on some wrestling shit, and I really don't care. I don't feel like I have an obligation to always do reviews of SmackDown and Raw over the standpoint of growing my channel. But whatever. Just a small little event before we head over to other topics that don't have to involve wrestling. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the film came out a few nights ago, and I got to watch it with some family, so gonna talk over that. Then the SmackDown review is gonna come a bit later. Of course, it opened as it did earlier with Sonic finding a home, trying to use his powers, trying to not be a kid, but he's still being a bit more ignorant to the environment around him. Even though he stopped a robbery, he got over a lot of property damage with trying to take care of the bombs. Some that he threw to the sky or to a I think one to the a couple to the dumpster, a bag full of them, and one that was still on his quills. He had to deadass just toss it into the drain of sewage underground, destroying the streets and causing all of the fire extinguishers to go up. I mean, fire hydrants to go up. So a lot of property damage. Nobody got hurt in the process, but still unsafe environment. With Sonic getting scolded by his pseudo technical father, and he's being like, "You need a family. You need your own friends," and that's obviously the notion of the film. I could get over it because it's a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. It's not supposed to be perfect. And they're going to go over generic childish messages because, of course, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. So, they even recap over to, I think earlier, they opened up with Eggman still surviving over getting tossed over to a different dimension, of a mushroom dimension. Trying to create still saving the quill that Sonic had in the last movie to power up a generator so he can create his own little ring so he can teleport back to his dimension after literally getting fat, getting the iconic Eggman mustache or Robotnik mustache, whatever generation you grew up with Sonic, until he fell over to some warriors of the Echidna tribe after technically handling his own with his own traps and technology and making his own intern, his one of his little assistants, Agent Stone, and making it his own Wilson. And it was used against one of the guys, and that's good coherency. That'll be the last time we will see about The Rock, because Stone has his own cafe after Robotnik been gone. We don't even know how long it's been. Probably a couple months, 6 months by then. So Knuckles, after being tossed over to this dimension, filed an allegiance over the Master Emerald, and bringing Eggman back into the Earth, where they had kind of signing allegiance. The thing with Knuckles, I didn't mind his character. That's the first thing. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna do that crap, but kind of have a bit too much of a coherency to Drax from the Guardians of the Galaxy. You know how the way he breaks up over his words. Of course, we know he's a fish out of water. He's dumb. He's a warrior. And he kicked Sonic's ass a lot in the show. It shows that he was a well-trained warrior tribe, last of the Echidnas. I like how they really use coherency of like legitimately, like these guys are not from the normal world. These are guys from outer space or some shit, like the tribe of echidnas. It is, and how they cohere it with Longclaw and the lore with the Master Emerald. All this crap. Some of it feels rushed. Some of it just felt like it gelled in right with the same universe, and I'm okay with that. Sonic with getting the interracial couple out in Hawaii so they can prepare for the wife's sister's wedding, and this will come later on because the groom is going to be a major surprise. Sonic trying to party on with the dog, do some crazy stuff. One complaint with the movie: I hate overly abundant pop culture references. Oh, guys, a Winter Soldier. Oh my God, oh, you think you're Batman? Like, oh my God. Eggman as well. Like, don't get me wrong, Jim Carrey does a well done, over the top, narcissistic genius like Dr. Robotnik. I'm not gonna take away his performance. He was still a phenomenal Robotnik, but dude, he was like later haters and then flossing. That shit made me wanna. I don't know. Other than that, Jim Carrey always does a tremendous job. I can't wait to see him in another film. But Tails coming in as a messenger, obviously being a fanatic of Sonic, kind of keeping the same tropes, like he's younger, he's not really a fighter, not used to like physical altercations, not really notable for being brave. He was just there to send a message over for Sonic being in danger, not really helping him out, and just seeing the relationship grow into just, Sonic being like, oh bro, I don't know you, into finally like, you saved me from getting killed by Russians and getting tossed into a fire, because when they had to know that this was a race with Knuckles and Robotnik, they had to race to literally get it over to the map so they can get, the Master Emerald from Siberia. You get tossed into a fire after trying to seek shelter because they were stuck in a blizzard. Like, that was crazy. Like all the things that were mad entertaining, and trying to find over to the mountain, like, it was cool. After noticing more about after Knuckles and Eggman, they got the compass after traveling through the caves of one of the mountains over in Siberia. And after getting more information over Knuckles and what happened to his people, why he's the last of his echidna, and how they go over the same thing, I like how that even correlates. Making sure, Knuckles is obviously, just a person, getting in the way currently. He's just a setup antagonist, and he becomes one of the friends later in the movie. So you just get better depth, and he doesn't have to get the all-forsaken responsibility of protecting over the Master Emerald after it literally got shattered, and the Chaos Emeralds were inside. So after that, Tails was severely wounded after trying to help Sonic fight out Knuckles, because Knuckles, like, we know Sonic is incredibly fast, and they always correlate that. I like the design of Knuckles as well. Like, they keep it to the OG factoid, but they give him a bigger upper body build, actually trying to make him not like Sonic Boom. If you watch that shit, they did, like, if you saw, oh, I know Knuckles, the guy that punches rocks and stuff that can glide. No, it's this big brolic dude that probably has a Planet Fitness subscription. Yeah, like the coherency they did over with Knuckles. Looks like a definitive character over Sonic that has the speed, the flight of Tails, like shows that they're not that physically built to deal with hand-to-hand combat. So, yeah, I like that, like, effectiveness from detail, and he's just such a likable character. But, it's just a bit of that insufferable aspect that feels like, I know they want to inspire this also with Drax. Oh, Jesus. That's all I hear. Like, what is this Ice of Scream? What is this? baseball. God damn it. And they had to use one of the teleportation rings to, after trying to get out of the snow collapsing on them. He had to call for an avalanche to collapse on them. Sonic had to teleport into his sister-in-law's wedding, and it caught, and that's after he fucked up and switched one of the ring bearer's rings and had to punch the groom until he became until later on information was shown that he was a gun agent. Yes, guns in this movie. You know, secret agency that was also involved with shit. Okay, so all the wedding was a complete lie, just to capture Sonic and Tails, and then later on, Knuckles and Robotnik finally got the compass from catching it from Tails after Sonic was fighting Knuckles, and now they have the keys for the Master Emerald. Also, like, Stone is such a simp for Robotnik, of course. Robotnik knows, like, you need somebody to push over. And just the chemistry between these guys are so impressive. It's so amazing, like, how much of a weirdo he is that he can make such a good coffee. And how Robotnik is so used to mushrooms now. It is hilarious. And literally, I think his shop is literally named after what Robotnik calls his drinks. You really do make a mean bean, and that's the name of his cafe. That is cool. How they coherently make how much he's inspired by Dr. Robotnik. So, yeah, it kind of lives up now to Eggman because now he's overweight. He got the stash. Still a genius, though. So earlier on, after surviving over gun with the sisters saving both the husband, stopping the gun agents with Tails gadgets after Tails got knocked out, saving Sonic, and now Sonic has to go stop Robotnik and Knuckles from getting the Master Emerald. After going over the temple, and it was legitimately booby-trapped, needed teamwork in the technology to actually navigate their way out of the traps for a safer route, and Sonic just used his speed, even though it was highly more dangerous. And I wish we had a bit more time, even though he did survive some of the wrecking balls, traps, just outran it all, until the final fight actually happened, where Sonic was actually finally one-upping Knuckles in a 1v1 until Robotnik grabbed the Master Emerald after the distraction. Deceiver! If I hear that one more time, I understand Knuckles has that honorable warrior mindset. He's also a dumbass. So, at least they keep that coherent. And it ends with literally Eggman absorbing the Master Emerald and becoming a super tech genius with superpowers. And after returning back over to Stone after the replacement sheriff found his assistant monitoring up the place and getting captured. Eggman came back. There was military all around surrounding Eggman over what was going to happen, literally combining it to make his own egg. I'm gonna say this: his Eggatron. He made an Eggzord. He made an Eggazord. That's it. That's all I got. I can't make good names for it, but it looked cool. It was massive. It had the Eggman logo that we all love, and it was so creative. And Stone just kept getting beaten up for majority of it. So that was cool. Finally, after Sonic saved Knuckles, after drowning over the booby trap and getting caught out of water, they finally grew over an alliance and a relationship, going over the losses and finally coping with losing a family and making new ones. So with your squad and the groom for the black wife's sister looks like that dude that was on Real Husbands of Hollywood. That's the only reason I know him, because nobody actually knows what he particularly looked like except his stepdad. So yeah, that was entertaining for like a couple scenes of him literally just showing out that he works out, looks excited, tries to be like better looking than the husband, but no depth at all, except he grew a bit sad that he had to pretend that he had to love the woman and that was it. But yeah, no Sonic Hero song here because copyright, but Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles use their strength, wits, and tech to fight over the egg robot, fighting over Robotnik, getting over the weak spot while Tails and Sonic was a distraction, so Knuckles can come over, finally punching the Master Emerald out of Robotnik, yeah, it got popped up and shattered, but Robotnik still had control of the robot, ending with Sonic's family coming in trying to protect him, and then out of nowhere, after the Master Emerald shattered, he absorbed the Chaos Emeralds that were inside it. Whole crowd erupted and applauded, and that's more often than not, for when I'm in the theater and I watch something for kids, that they get up and raid like rabid animals. They were just excited to see Supersonic come up, and he's all powerful, literally a god, a speed demon, literally coming up and stopping a robot's punches, and decapitates the robot head of Robotnik's giant ass robot, and he gets absolutely decimated until tossed over to the floor. Sonic literally summons chili dogs after Knuckles thinks that he absorbed the Chaos Emeralds. It's not the Sonic he's just all powerful now. Literally still is laid back, so he's like technically in control of his powers. Can literally do whatever he wants, but lets him go. After being himself, being with the squad, and they end up with playing baseball and becoming a real family. And that's the end of the movie. So, yeah. And we had a cliffhanger for Gun being like Project Shadow. So, Jesus Christ. I like this movie. This is a very entertaining movie. I wouldn't say that it was coherently weaker. It's probably better than Morbius, that I know got critically panned over by Rotten Tomatoes, and I think of a lot of critics. So, depending if you're a major Sonic fan, and that, of course, if you are a Sonic fan that's probably a bit older than like 8, I know that you wear a nerd t-shirt with a hoodie, wearing jeans and shitty sneakers. So, I already had the immediate fan base of who watched this, and guess what? I love the movie. I'll give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Out of pure enjoyment, it's an 8. Very entertaining. I like the coherency that actually fits over with the video games. And now they're adding more of the chili dogs, the characters that even fit over to the video games. I think when they add Rouge or something, I think I'll leave. But right now, rewatchable movie. That's a positive. Less pop culture references. Pacing is still a bit of an issue with Sonic the Hedgehog and the way they do character growth. I still don't care about the family that much. I just care about Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic, and Robotnik. Those are literally the only people that kept me paying attention in the entire film. But very, very enjoyable. Would watch again if I had the opportunity. I think somebody's gonna see it again in a few days. So. Hope you guys get a chance to see it if you can. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is something that you, or probably if you have a son or something, or if you are a longtime fan of the video game, that I would say please watch. That's it from me. Thanks for watching the DST show. Thanks for watching.